He became all things to all people. That's indeed the right way to depict the life and mission of Father Gerard Nelliyottukkonam, who became all things to all people, a person who gave witness to Jesus by his life and activities, and remained a true son of Don Bosco. He has been very affectionately acclaimed as a brother to the youth and the father of the poor. A look at his frail, simple stature can immediately identify him as a man of few words and more a man of action. He has always strived to live the gospel values in a way that can transform the society. Like Jesus, who walked in the streets of Galilee offering compassion and love and bringing life and hope to all the suffering, so too Father Gerard walked in the slums of Puliyanthopu, plunging into multifarious activities and taking a number of humanitarian initiatives as he saw the plight of the poor and suffering people and the miserable situation of the abandoned people. The motto of his guru, Don Bosco, "Give me souls and take away the rest," was very much reflected in all his attitudes and decisions. He spent nearly 36 years of his early life at Puliyanthopu Basin Bridge for his poor boys. He has been widely acknowledged by the society as a self-sacrificing youth worker. A new twist takes place in his life as he feels that there was more he could do as a priest than as a Salesian brother. The words of Jesus, "Whatever you do to the least of these, my brothers, you did it for me," was constantly echoing in his heart and mind. And Father Gerard boldly moves out to reach the suffering lot in the leprosy colony of Balaramapuram.
After my ordination, I was sent to a parish near a leprosy patients' colony. Once a month I used to go for Mass, and after Mass I used to spend a lot of time with them. And knowing each one's history, I said, it's a marvelous thing if we can relieve their pain and agony.
That was indeed a turning point in his life, and he believed that Don Bosco would have done the same, and that it was also a Salesian work. The second part of his life was burnt out for all the Balpart projects and for the mission at Don Bosco Wisdom Town, Red Hills. From where did the seed sprout? Born in an agricultural family in a village at Tungambara, Kerala, and through the guidance and inspiration of his parish priest, he entered the Salesian family as an aspirant for Salesian Brotherhood at St. Joseph's Technical School, Puliyanthopu. He had mastered several skills in wood carving, arts and metalworks under a Spanish brother named Manzano, who was his mentor. His eagerness and desire to dedicate himself for the welfare of the children from the slums of Puliyanthopu already began at that time. After Brother Tarcisius, he became the director of Don Bosco Youth Center. He involved the youth in a number of social welfare activities and paved the way for the beginning of the Don Bosco Social Service Society that implemented a number of programs for the development of the neighborhood and empowerment of women. Education of the children was given a top priority, and he promoted games, particularly football, table tennis, and carom, and he made it a good means for generating employability. The suffering and plight of the lepers in Balaramapuram urged him to found the Balaramapuram Lepers Rehabilitation Trust on 8 December 1990, with the intention of negating the personification of this disease.
The setting in which they lived was miserable. So, thought of involving myself fully to relieve their pain and to give something better and to think of a bright future for their children. Writing to my friends and people whether they will be able to help me in my dream and a future plan for them. Some of them gave me hope, so I ventured. Started first medical, then housing, nice nutritional food, then education of children, and giving them a kind of training in various cottage industries, then looking for employment. And to my surprise, they corresponded to us very well.
Slowly, with his collaborators, he founded Balpart, Balaramapuram Leprosy Patients Rehabilitation Trust, which was registered as a public charitable trust in India on 26th December 1997. A glance at the mission of Balpart will give a feel of the immense good that is being done and the upliftment and betterment brought about in the lives of the people through this project. Balpart believes that everyone should be helped as much as possible to live with dignity and honor through the principles of self-help and self-reliance, and that help and opportunities must be offered at every level of their lives with care and compassion, respecting their social and cultural aspects. With the great support and help of our benefactors and sponsors, 6 housing projects have been completed successfully, which was very much to the satisfaction of the beneficiaries. Despite a lot of opposition and financial crisis, the work did not stop for the realization of these housing projects for the leprosy patients. The children from these families were also taken care of and sent to different boarding schools and day schools, since Father Gerard believed that the expected social transformation will be possible only through educating the younger generations. Under the Balaramapuram housing project, 65 houses were constructed in the first phase, and then later on, in the second phase, 20 houses were also constructed for the leprosy patients. A beautiful chapel dedicated to St. Anthony was inaugurated on 6th July 1990 in the middle of that locality in memory of Mr. Ben Hannon, which could cater to their faith formation. To provide medical facility for the leprosy patients, the Bethzatha Clinic was constructed and inaugurated on 9th June 1991. With the help of religious sisters from various congregations, this healing ministry is continued here. The DBAU Hall was constructed and blessed on 22nd November 1994 in the locality to facilitate youth ministry among the children of the locality. The library and computer center was blessed by Father Sean McFerrin, SDB, on the Golden Jubilee of his priestly ordination on 31st January 1996.
Father Gerald ஒரு இளைஞர்களின் தந்தை சொல்லலாம். எப்படி டான் போஸ்கோ இளைஞர்களின் தந்தையாக இருந்தாரோ அவருக்கு பின்னாடி அவருடைய வழி தோன்றலாக இருந்தவர் நம்ம ஃபாதர். இங்கே எத்தனையோ இருக்கிற எங்கள் லெப்ரசி பசங்களை எல்லாத்தையும் வாழ வச்சுன்னு இருக்கிறாரு. என்னை போன்ற படிக்க முடியாதவர்களை படிக்க வைக்கணும் அப்படின்றதுல ஒரு தீவிரமாக இருக்கிறாரு. எப்படி தொன்போஸ்கோ வந்து இளைஞர்களை தேடி போனாரோ அதேமாரி இந்த அவருடைய சபையிலேருந்து வந்த எங்கள் ஜெரால்டு ஃபாதரும் இளைஞர்களை தேடி போனார். இங்கே இளைஞர் சங்கம் ஒன்று வரணும், இளைஞர்களால் இந்த ஊருக்கு வந்து ஒரு நல்லது நடக்கணும் அப்படின்ட்டு ரொம்ப ஒரு பாடுபட்டார். அவரால் நாங்கள் தோன்றினது தான் இந்த இளைஞர் சங்கம். இந்த இளைஞர் சங்கத்து மூலிமா நிறைய நாங்கள் மக்களுக்கு நல்லது செய்கிறோம் அப்படின்னாக்கா அவருடைய வழிகாட்டுதல் படி தான்.
Under the Tiruvattiyur housing project, 26 families of the Gandhi Seva Gramam leprosy patients colony in Tiruvattiyur have been provided with individual houses. This project was inaugurated on 23rd February 2003. The people who lived in thatched sheds, which were literally falling apart in the low-lying areas that were always flooded during the monsoon rains and sudden cyclonic showers, now live in permanent structures under very healthy and hygienic conditions.
இந்த காலனி எல்லாம் சுற்றி பார்த்துட்டு கண்ணீர் வடித்த காலனி இது ஒன்று தான். மனுஷன் வாழ முடியாத அளவுக்குள்ள பரிதாபமான நிலைமையில நானும் என்னுடைய வெளிநாட்டு ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுங்களை இங்கே அழைச்சிட்டு வருவேன். ஆனால் இங்கே பார்த்துட்டு போய் அவங்கள சாப்பாட்டுக்கோ வேறு எதுக்கோ கூப்பிட்டு உட்கார வச்சா சாப்பிட மாட்டாங்க. இந்த பரிதாபமான நிலைமையில் வாழ்கிற மக்களை பார்த்துட்டு நான் எப்படி சாப்பிட முடியும்னு சொல்லிட்டு கண்ணீர் வடித்தாங்க. இட் வாஸ் டூ மச் ஃபார் தம். அப்படிப்பட்ட சூழ்நிலையில் வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருந்தாங்க.
அதே 35 வருஷமாக தண்ணியில் ரொம்ப நரகளில் வாழ்ந்துக்கிட்டு இருந்தோம். அன்னைக்கு தற்சமையாக எங்களை பார்க்கறதுக்காக ஜெரால்டு வந்தார். வந்து எங்களெல்லாம் பார்த்ததுமே அவருக்கு ஆண்டவர் மனசை மாற்றி எங்களுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இடத்த அமைச்சு கொடுக்கணும்னு எங்களுக்காக அவர் முயற்சி பண்ணி இந்த வீட்டை நல்ல முறையாக கட்டி கொடுத்தாரு. ஜெரால்டு ஃபாதர் புண்ணியத்தில் நல்லபடியாக இருக்கிறோம். கனவுல கூட நினைக்கல இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வீட்டில் நம்ம வாழுவோம் அப்படின்னு.
The Tiruvallur housing project was inaugurated on 15th December 2004. Under this project, individual houses were constructed in the Karunya Nagar in Vengattur village in the district of Tiruvallur for the 38 families of leprosy patients who have inhabited this area for nearly 30 to 40 years. Today, 30 families have the happiness of owning a house each. And more than just owning the house, they realize with joy and happiness that they who had hitherto been neglected and ostracized now have been given their rightful place in the society.
தொழுநோயால் பாதிக்கப்பட்டவங்கள் என்று சொல்லி கூட இந்த பக்கத்து நகரில் எல்லாம் அருவருப்பு பட்டாங்க. நோயாளி குடும்பம் இந்த ஊருக்கு எல்லைக்குள்ளே போகக்கூடாது அப்போல்லாம் அருவருப்பு பட்டாங்க. இப்போது எங்களுடைய குழந்தைகள்லாம் நல்ல ஒரு வளர்ச்சியாக இருக்க காண்றாங்க. வேலைக்கு போகிறாங்க, பெயிண்டிங் வேலை செய்கிறாங்க, நர்ஸு வேலை செய்கிறாங்க, டீச்சர் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க, பெரிய ஆஃபீஸில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறதுனால இன்றைக்கி எல்லா மக்களும் வெளியுள்ள மக்களெல்லாம் இங்கிட்ட வந்து எங்கள் அன்பு சகோதரர்கள் மாதிரி நல்லா பழகிறாங்க, பேசுகிறாங்க. இன்றைக்கி ஒரு தொழுநோயை இல்லாமல் ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு கிராமமாக மாற்றி இந்த ஊர் நல்லா விளங்கியிருக்கின்ற காரணம் அதற்கு தந்தை ஜெரால்டு அவர்கள் தான்.
The Pattabiram housing project was inaugurated on 4th February 2005. The leprosy patients living in Pattabiram village who came to know of the activities of Balpart and the healthy rehabilitation of the patients living in Balaramapuram, Tiruvattiur and Tiruvallur requested help and support from Balpart. The people here were living under the most unhygienic and inhuman conditions. In the initial stages, Balpart offered 5 years of constant mobile medical unit assistance, providing them medical help and health care. Relief works were also taken up periodically. After the completion of the Tiruvallur housing project, Balpart took up this project and provided 43 houses in February 2005 with the help of donations received from individual donors and small associations that have seen for themselves or had come to know of the works of Balpart. The Ponneri housing project was inaugurated on 27th January 2007. The project beneficiaries are leprosy patients who had encroached upon the vacant land, which was later on handed over to the occupants by the Adi Dravidar Scheduled Castes Welfare Department. This housing project has provided 32 families stricken with leprosy a comfortable home. Many of these adults from the leprosy-affected families go begging for their living, while other able-bodied members engage themselves as coolies in the fields. Under the Avadi housing project, about 22 houses have been built at Arunachalanagar. This housing project, which was initiated as per the request of the Sacred Heart Seminary at Punnamalli, was inaugurated on 1st February 2009 and serves 22 needy leper families from very pitiable backgrounds.
ஃபாதர் வந்து எனக்கு தெய்வமாக தான் படுறார். குழந்தையிலேருந்து இது வரைக்கும் எங்கள் பெற்ற தாய் தப்பா மூஞ்சி கூட நான் கண் எடுத்து பார்த்ததில்லை. ஏன்னா ஃபாதர் வந்து என்னை அவ்வளோ செல்லமாக என்னை அவளுடைய தோளில் வச்சு தட்டி கொடுத்து என்னை வளர்த்தாரு. அதனால அவருக்கு ரொம்ப நான் நன்றி சொல்ல கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கேன். ஃபாதர் ஜெரால்டு ஃபாதருக்கு நான் சொல்கிறது என்னன்னா, என்னை எப்படி பொறுப்பாக எடுத்து வளர்த்து என்னை ஆளாக்கி இது பண்ணிங்களோ அதுக்கு மேலேயும் நான் என்னுடைய பையனை உங்களுடைய ஆசீர்வாதத்தோடு இன்னும் என் பையனை வந்து நான் இன்னும் பொறுப்பாக நல்லபடியாக வளர்த்து என்னுடைய பையன் வந்து உங்கள் பேரை சொல்கிற மாதிரி வளர்கிற அளவுக்கு நான் வச்சுப்பேன்.
Jeeva Jyoti Illam, home for the destitute aged people. Balpat, which initially worked solely for the welfare and rehabilitation of the leprosy affected and for the education and overall formation of the children, felt that a good number of uncared, aged people abandoned on the streets had nowhere to turn to.
The various places we found people, mainly the elders, abandoned, did not know where to go. So we felt the need of building a home for these aged people, and we hunted for a place, and finally we found this place fitting and really suitable. Came forward one Irish lady, Alice Hannan, knowing me thoroughly well, sold her house and gave money to buy this place. And Father McFerrin and his people came forward to finance the first block, and that is how we started the work. We accommodated about 100 of them, mainly 70 women and 30 men, a team of people employed, and a group of nuns called GLS, Gospel of Life Sisters, and we give it the best.
The home has 4 wings, and every wing has a garden. The whole campus has a lot of shady trees and ornamental plants and shrubs to add beauty to the concrete structure, as well as to bring freshness and beauty into the lives of the inmates.
Though people come forward to have this house available for well-to-do people, and they want to pay, we say no to those people, because people from the street, they cannot go anywhere. They have no money, they have no means, they have no people. So we thought we will go in only for destitute people. And they really feel at home. A nice ambient is created, and twice a week I spend a lot of time going person to person to understand their feeling. We want to give the best and make them happy in the last days.
New Life Centre, Orphanage. This project was completed and inaugurated on 2nd May 2005. Soon, orphan children were admitted in the centre, and today there are nearly 10 orphans taken care of by Balpat. The dream of bringing together all the other initiatives in education and sports came under the banner of Don Bosco Wisdom Town Society, which was inaugurated on 2nd May 2005. The McFerrin Sports Hostel was blessed and inaugurated on 27th January 2007 in order to create an ambience where sports activities for young people could be encouraged in an organized way. In view of developing the young talents in sports and games, a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) was signed with the Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu (SDAT), through which the boys are admitted for systematic training in football, and their expenses are also met.
There is no youth work in the Salesian world without sports and games and character formation. We stand watching the children taking part, and the child forgets the rest of the world and reveals himself, whatever character or temperament he has. And as a whole, character formation, top priority is sports and games. Besides that, the present day, not only through education and qualification that you get to marks and jobs, instead of playing all the time as a pastime, as a recreation, or Even if he is a clever fellow, but if he is gifted and talented for a particular sports or game, he can become professional. With this in mind, we started Don Bosco Sports Academy. Not only a particular game, but various type of games and indoor games and outdoor games, variety of them. We also have tournaments, especially football, local level, district level, state level, national level, to give them the best at their own doorstep, so that according to the gifts and talents each one has, can pick and choose and play. May begin with the pastime, but we can end up as a professional, as a leading player, not only national level, even international level.
Education is the key to success, and in order to offer quality education to all the needy and deserving children, the Don Bosco Matriculation School was started in 2006. This school primarily caters to the education of the children from the neighborhood and from the neighboring villages. The children are mostly from the socially disadvantaged and marginalized families. The school, which began with just 56 students, has now nearly 800 students in its 6th year of establishment. The school has its approval up to 10th standard, and more likely it will be upgraded to a higher secondary school in the near future. It is nearly a quarter century, and if one looks back at the immense good that Balpart has been able to carry out through its various activities, it is indeed soul-filling.
We gave them beautiful houses. I thought the first priority should have been food. I took a wrong turn, I thought, but on the contrary, today I rejoice. Giving a beautiful house meant to change a mentality, to keep the surrounding clean, motivating them to be a decent fellow in all aspects. We only did a condition, an undertaking. For 10 years, neither they can sell, nor mortgage, or rent it out. Now some of the colonies more than 15, 16 years, but none of them seem to sell it, but a better surrounding has created. And that's how we built houses for all these 6 colonies with this agreement, and total more than 250 houses are built. Children's education, we took the next top priority. Beautiful result. More than 200 were helped, and still we continue to help. If they want to go for higher studies too. More than 50 youth helped in higher studies like nurse training, engineering, medical field like doctors. They are joy for us. Without we conscientizing, they are able to think and demand their rights. If you want us to vote for you, give us nice roads, drinking water, drainage connection. Everything is well laid, well built. You have to do the rest. Where are you? Unless you do, we will not vote. It's a kind of revolt. So in this way, all-round growth, a matured mind, and creating a better society, this we'll feel proud of our children. We also have a youth movement. Now, the rag pickers, those kind of street children are called Anbillam, a sweet home. For the leprosy and this kind of children we call Don Bosco Anbullam, the heart of Don Bosco. The children feel that they are in the heart of Don Bosco. this movement is picking up and they are growing day by day and they are getting it organized. They will create a better world in the near future.
Everyone stops with great admiration as they gauge the immensity of the projects carried out by this legendary visionary, Father Gerard. He has burned himself down and consumed all his energy for the needy and suffering people. His only desire now is to stabilize all these projects and ensure their sustainability and continuity.
We thank the Lord for all the blessings we have received, mainly for the rehabilitation of the leprosy patients, but we are keen on the children and their future. They should not get into the line of their parents. Generally, they go around begging. And regarding their disease, now it is curable and future generation will be really healthy. So we are paying much attention for their education and some kind of qualification for their future. For that we have started the Don Bosco Matriculation School. So from the tender age till they complete the +2, before going to college, they can have matriculation school. Another important dream is to establish a kind of stability for the old age home. Started with 5, now always full, a few waiting. It's a heaven on earth. Even the well-to-do coming in, like to have a place, paying for it. And we are determined not to admit any moneyed people or those who don't deserve. We are for the weak and the sick, the unwanted, the unloved. I love the youth and I am interested in all that the youth are interested. Sports and games are the best means to attract youth the Don Bosco way. I am dreaming of having the different sports activities, games and things and all here, and to bring the talented from the different parts of Tamil Nadu, and the best we can have it here, like table tennis, indoor games, carom, chess, football, basketball, volleyball, and the track events, sports events, to attract them to have it every now and then. And I am sure it will be the pride of place, not only for the province, the best sports institute for the Salesians, the whole India.
It has been all God's work, and I have been only a poor instrument to carry out his plans, says Father Gerard. The dream and passion of this legendary visionary has to carry on and continue to bear fruit abundantly. No doubt, all these humanitarian works have been possible because of God's unfailing providence and the goodwill, generosity and solidarity of benefactors and friends. He has become all things to all people. That's indeed the best way to describe the life and mission of Father Gerard Nelliyottukkolam. Like a lamp, he continues to give light and offer himself to his last breath.
Like Peter, a great catch of fish or the word of the Lord to throw the net during the day. It is uncommon. Poor background, studies practically nothing, no knowledge, but you took me, molded me and used me and did with me all what you wanted, shedding tears of joy. Please, Lord, go away, I am a sinner. Mother, never leave me. I know all this is possible because you were there. Enough for me like the old man and woman, I have seen the Lord. Take me away.
His work and dream has to continue, and he invites each one of us to participate in his mission through our solidarity, collaboration, and generous support.